Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little review and swatches of this bad boy right here. I am super excited to do this and I think it's going to be kind of mixed reviews. I have been playing with it. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And I do have some thoughts about some of the colors and I will show you swatches on the back of my hand, and we are going to go through, as you can see, there's just a lot of product on the back of my hand. I'm going to go ahead and show you the swatches first and then we can go ahead and get into the review. And if you want to see the swatches and review on this palette right here, just keep on watching. Was on a pre-launch. We did purchase this for $45. With shipping it was like $54, I believe, and that was the pre-launch. The actual pre-launch will be on the 12th, which I will go ahead and link down below for you. You know, with the money situation, it breaks down to about $3 a shadow, which is not bad at all. So if you are looking to get a very universal palette that's going to be really good for beginners and has a lot of texture to it and can create several different looks, this is definitely the palette for you. If you are not a beginner, this is something that's very similar to what we've already seen. The palette itself it is very beautiful. It's got a lot of warm tones up here, some matte shades, some shimmer shades, some very frosty shades. There's a lot to pick from. I like the fact that it does come with a big mirror, and as you can see, I just don't want to blind you, a big mirror here, and it's got more of the warmer shades on the bottom for, you know, more intensified looks and things like that. First off, let me just talk about the fact that it's really pretty in the pan. Most of the swatches do come off very pigmented. My only concern was with these couple of shades up here. I didn't feel like they were very pigmented at all. I feel like I really had to dip in there to actually get any kind of pigmentation on my hand as well as on my eyes. Basic was really hard to get some pigmentation from. Press Pot again was very hard to kind of get some pigmentation, and they do kick up quite a bit. For matte shades, I'm really looking for something that's a little bit more creamy, a little bit more buttery, something that's going to be more like Makeup Geek. These two are definitely dupable for, you know, for a Makeup Geek shadow. They are in the little individual pans. Personally, I don't like palettes all that much. I feel like there's a lot of them out there that are extremely similar, and most similar looks with something that looks like this. It's very warm tone that has some of the darker shades. I feel like this could be very, very similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette. Let me actually grab that and we'll do a comparison right quick. I feel like these two are very similar. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette, the greens, some of the warmer shades, the oranges up on some of the warmer shades here, some of the lighter shades here, the pinky red and mahogany shades here, and the green, little splash of green. The only thing that this one doesn't, the Jaclyn Hill does not have, is that black in this particular palette. As a comparison, I think that you can get the exact same looks off of this palette here. I know it does not exist anymore on the Morphe site, but if you have it already in your collection, you can actually get the same exact looks. My only thing with this is this is my very first Violet Voss purchase. For the most part, I really do love the shimmer shades. The shimmer shades are amazing in this palette, and I have no qualms with that at all. The matte shades are more of what I have concerns about. The matte shades here do not have as much pigmentation as they do in the actual container here. They are kicking up a lot of the extra product, and I feel like you really have to work at getting some sort of pigment. I felt like I really had to work at the outer corner to actually, you know, get some of these guys to work a little bit more for me. The black is a little too gray, and unfortunately I would rather have a gray shadow or a very, very dark black shadow. I don't feel like the matte black in here, this is named Lou, is going to live up to the matte black shadows that are out there. The matte shadows in this palette is not something that I am overly impressed with. The shimmer shades are great. My only thing is that these two shades here, which is Biddy and 1998, are very, very similar. If you look back at some of the swatches, they look almost identical. They don't have too much of a difference, and they do look, as you can see here, even on my finger, I'll go ahead and swatch on the back of my hand. They do look extremely similar. One is a little bit more pink and this one's a little bit more coppery. There's really nothing too different about it, and I think that you can make the exact same look with both of these. They don't need to be in the same palette. I believe she should have picked one or the other and then maybe picked another shade. For me, for $45, I believe that if you are a beginner and you are somebody who is just starting off with makeup, this is a great addition to your collection because you're getting a little bit of shimmer, you're getting some very highly pigmented, very glittery shades, and then you're getting some matte shades. The matte shades have little to be desired, honestly, and for the most part, I feel like I can get the same look with a couple of other palettes that I already have in my collection. Be it the, you know, Morphe 35O, be it the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette if you have it. You know, it's one of those things that there's a lot of hype behind this palette, and I don't want to knock anybody's work. She has worked really hard on this palette. She has, you know, put in a lot of time. But I, as a consumer, see something that's going to knock my socks off, that's going to be something that I do not have in my palette. This is definitely for a lot of different skin tones, which is fantastic. Somebody who's very fair like myself, to somebody who's got really, really dark undertones. You can go ahead and use it all the way across the board. My only thing is somebody who is a consumer who does have a considerably large amount of makeup palettes, makeup, who goes through things very quickly and kind of gets bored very quickly. This is nothing new for me. I do like it and I do intend to use it, and I probably will do a dupes video with all of the shades, but for me, being somebody who does this as a living or does this as a hobby, this is nothing new. For the most part, I mean, I'm not knocking her at all. She's actually one of my favorite YouTubers, and I'm glad that she's putting out product, you know, and she's becoming very popular. I'm really proud of her for that because, you know, it's really hard to get successful on YouTube. But putting your name on something that is so clearly been done by several YouTubers and makeup companies and everything else, it doesn't excite me as much as I wish it would have. I have played with it, and obviously I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to use it again and again and again because I have it in my collection now, and I don't intend on, you know, taking it back or sending it back or anything like that. He's crazy. A lot of the shades that are in this palette have already been done, and as a consumer, you should know all of the facts before you purchase and use your hard-earned money to buy something that you might already have in your collection. That is my only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. And if I get hate for it, I totally understand, but these are my opinions, and they are, you know, I feel like they are valid. A lot of people are hyping it up. I feel like a lot of people are, you know, making claims for this palette, and that's fine because that's how they feel. But for me, I feel like it's already been done. I feel like I get the exact same looks from the Jaclyn Hill palette and this palette. I mean, it's very pretty to look at and the packaging is fantastic, but at the same time, I mean, I'm looking at the product. I'm not looking at the packaging. I could care less if I could buy it for 99 cents at the drugstore or at the dollar store and the product inside is amazing, that's what I care about. I don't care what the outside looks like. I want to make sure that the product inside is worth the money. I hope you guys found this interesting and informative, and just to take another look or another perspective at some of the palettes that are out there, and just take a second look, because you know, a lot of the time you do have things in your collection that would be very similar to what you are about to buy. I'm sorry if this offended anybody or if this pissed off anybody, because that's not my intention at all. I'm just trying to give you another perspective on this palette, and if you have questions or if you'd like to see a dupes video on this, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter actually. I will see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out this video here. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the link. It's available for you. Bye.